Salam alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
That's boring. Salam alaikum. Good, good. Okay, let me introduce you the best salesperson I ever met in my life. Her name is Jay. I met Jay in a beach in Cambodia. She's 6 years old, zero education, but she can talk, she can write. She approached me in Cambodia like many of the people that try to sell you bracelets, colliers, drugs, Viagra, alcohol, anything. They try to sell you anything. And I reject her, like any other of the other 300 that tried to sell me something. But then she applied the 3 biggest rules of sales. She sold me this bracelet. I still wear it. When she came to me and says, you need a bracelet, and I said, I don't need a bracelet. She looked at me and she asked me, why? 6 years old. She looked at me straight in the eyes and she asked me, why? And then I understand there are some people in the world that are just natural in sales. They didn't learn anything. They're just natural. And I told her, well, I don't like your designs. She looked at me with a big smile and she had a collection of bracelets. She selects one, put it around my pulse and says, I think this is perfect for you. What do you do? I bought it, of course. Because she came with a great pitch, she listened to my objection, and she closed. She closed me. Who of you has a sales job here? Not that much. Who of you is a CEO of a founder of a company? Okay, so those of you who are CEO of companies and they didn't raise their hand, they should quit their jobs. Because either you like it or not, we are all in sales. Sales is not transferring a product or a service to someone. A CEO sells his company to his future employees. He sells its vision. CEO sells company to investors, sell it to journalists like Mike Butcher. Okay? It's a constant sales procedure. You cannot just avoid it. So either you like it or not, you are in sales. So let's talk about it. I've been in sales since when I was 16. I was a fitness instructor in the gym. I was the youngest in my town. I was competing with people that had degrees in fitness and participated in the biggest whatever tournament, etc. But I was just selling myself better. My music in the classes was better. My energy was better. I had 0 qualifications to be a fitness instructor. So then I realized I was pretty good at this stuff. And I joined a company that was selling advertisement. I've been selling advertisement to emerging countries and corrupted governments across the world. Angola, Nigeria, Papua New Guinea, Philippines, Malaysia, Macau. This guy is the CEO of Sense China. That's the biggest gaming operator in the world. We sold him $500,000 advertisement in 45 minutes. This is the oil minister of Angola, which is a country that 90% of its revenue is coming from oil. And we sold him $500,000 advertisement in 3 minutes. And this is when I worked for Easy Taxi. It's a rocket-based company in Asia, which goes to consumer. We were acquiring consumer through digital marketing, etc. So there was no an actual sales. But it's wrong because I have to sell to partners, I have to sell to my employees, I have to constantly sell through other organizations. So you guys, either you are an accountant, a CEO, or a marketing and PR person, you're constantly selling. Let's break down sales. I'm sure you heard about this. Who saw this? Who saw this movie? Guys, leave here after I talk and watch this movie, okay? So this is kind of cheesy, you know. I didn't bring you here to tell you, ABC, I was big closing, blah, blah, blah. Because people do not understand what actual closure means. Sales is just a result of multiple closure. Getting your attention from me, it's a closure. Getting a meeting, it's a closure. Getting the follow-up on the meeting is a closure. Getting a contract negotiation is another closure. So there are multiple closures that need to happen, they have to happen throughout the sales process. So let's break them down. I'm going to give you an example. This is my business card. Okay? That's on the back of my business card. It says exactly what I do. I actually hand over my business card, not with my name, but with this, with the red part. It's a closure right there, because if you are thinking to building a company in Asia, or if you have any interest to build a company in Asia, you want to talk to me. You don't know who I am, but somebody gives you a business card like this, sounds like an expert, which maybe I'm not. But this is a closure right there. When I hand over my business card, people that have interested in doing business in Asia say, oh, I should talk to you. Close, right there. Maybe he's a multi-billionaire, maybe he's a lost soul that tried to, get a Filipino girlfriend. It doesn't matter. But I get his attention. So let's break these things down. First of all, it's a mindset factor. The first sales, whatever shit you're selling, It's with yourself. Nobody can sell your product better than you. And you have to be enthusiastic when you're talking. Now, I was in Bulgaria just 2 weeks ago, and what happened is that you get very good engineers, but have zero social skills. They were CEO with great product, but they were like, yeah, so this is my product. One guy told me, typing is a piece of code that isn't that. It's a piece of shit if you say it's a piece of code. It's completely wrong. Amazingly enough, yesterday we talked to 16 of entrepreneurs, and I was super, super impressed by each of you presentations. You guys are with great pitch, most of you, okay? Great decks, especially one that I really, really liked. And then the passion you were delivering was very, very good. And that's a lot in the Arab culture, and I truly appreciate it. So you're very passionate, sometimes too intense, to sell your stuff, but you're very, very passionate. And that's something that is very, very valuable. I should really leverage on that. So enthusiasm, perseverance. Pitching is nothing without closing. Sales is not about pitching. Sales is not about pitching. It's about closing. Because you can send a proposal, but then what do you expect? The guy actually getting back to you and saying, yes, this is not going to happen. So you need to be very, very perseverant. You really need to understand the sales process, and you really need to be in control of it. You also need to understand the sales is a form of persuasion. And that's what I do. 80% of my time as a CEO of a rocket or for my new fund is not building the company itself, it's hiring. And in places like Asia, where talents, the economies are growing very fast and companies just fight for talent, finding a talent which is actually loyal, it's a very big sales. Because if I fire someone or someone just doesn't like me, he can across the street and he's going to get another job instantly. No problem, because in Asia, there is a big lack of talent. So I really have to persuade all my employees. Most of my employees in Easy Taxi, I didn't ask for it, they changed their Facebook name to Mike Easy Taxi, Jonathan Easy Taxi, Jessica Easy Taxi, Rebecca Easy Taxi. I didn't ask for it. A couple of people do it, and everybody started doing it. Those people were working their ass off against a very big competitor that we have until 3, 4 a.m. in the morning, and they were making $300, $400 a month. Okay? So this is the perseverance, and this is the persuasion that you can deliver to your employees. Also, sales is a form of self-branding. Now, I'm considered a sales expert, and that's some sort of self-branding I do to myself. But when you talk to someone, it's not very difficult to understand if he's actually passionate about what he's talking about, or he's just there because he has to be there. So really, the self-branding comes from all the energy you give out. You should be someone that people want to talk to, regardless of what you want to talk about. But you should be someone that people want to talk to. Sales is also a fuel of organization. In an organization that does not have sales or sales processes or sales culture, does not deserve to exist. Think about Apple. I know it's a cheesy example, but they have a great product, they market it very well, and they sell it extremely well. They communicate to the people, we're only going to have 2,000 iPhones shipped this month. Start getting in the line. Okay? They sell it very, very well. In Hong Kong, there are Chinese that are paid by God knows who just to line up in front of the Apple store to buy phones. And they do this constantly. Okay? So this is the kind of snowball you should create about yourself. That's what I meant. So great product, great company, but no sales, doesn't deserve to exist. Let's talk about persuasion specifically. Who of you has seen the 6 Rule of Persuasion? Nobody? 1, 2, 3. Great. So this is a video you can find on YouTube. You just type 6 Rule of Persuasion. They are very nicely designed, etc. Let's talk with reciprocity, which is the first and my favorite. And you apply it a lot in countries like the Middle East and Asia. Reciprocity is, I give you a favor, you owe me a favor. I am not giving you a favor because I'm expecting something in return right here, right now. But I want as many people as possible around the world to owe me a favor. That's called reciprocity. Then you have scarcity. This is very applied in real estate. Places that have limited amount of land and big high demand, they know you cannot build more land, so whatever building is there, and the price goes up. Anything that is perceived as scarce is perceived automatically as viable. Example. When British Airways Air France, they announced that they're gonna cancel the Concorde flight from Paris to London, from Paris to New York, and from London to New York, which was already a crazy expensive flight. They announced it because it was difficult to operate and every airline sucked anyway. The price, they say, okay, this is the last month the Concorde will be operating. And the sales just skyrocket. And it was a $30,000 ticket return. okay? People just wanted to buy to get access to fly at least once on the Concorde. Scarcity. Then you have authority. It's things that makes you credible. And this is not an MBA in authority, okay? It's a very long and painful process. Again, I'm considered a sales expert. Why? Because Vitaly invites me to conferences, because Samer, our other friend, invites me to conferences. It's written on my LinkedIn. I can write it on my business card. Company hire me to be a sales consultant for them, okay? But you cannot buy authority. You need to earn it. And it's a very, very long process. Consistency. Throughout the sales process, even in the 45 minutes meeting you have with someone, you have to ask for little commitment along the way. Because it's very difficult for people to be inconsistent with themselves. So if you want to sell a car to someone, are you here to buy a car? Yes. What color you like the car? Red. You start to give, I want a car, I want it red. What's the horse capacity that you want? 200 cc. You start to getting all these questions inbound, okay? But then when you present the product, so here I have the car, it's red, is the horse capacity you have. Do you want it? I don't actually want the car. What do you mean? 5 minutes ago, you told me you do want the car, okay? So try to get a little commitment along the way, along the process. The process can take a month, a year, or a minute, okay? But try to get things out of the person. Try to get yes. Try to get yes out of the person. Liking. That's very common again in Asia. These are things, you do business with people that you like to hang out with, okay? I will never accept a Vitaly invitation unless I go drunk with him in Lebanon. That's my way of doing stuff, multiple times. The thing is that especially in Asia, the personal life and the business life are very much bundled. People really do business with people they are comfortable doing business with. It's all a referral structure. It's all a drinking dinner out for months and months and months before you can actually do business with them. That doesn't happen in the United States. People in the United States, they try to take it very much separate. So generally, in emerging countries, in emerging countries, people, they bundle the professional life with the business life. And this is the way it works. And then consensus. It's action that justify others. If you have, like Mike Butcher was saying, most likely you are not the only player, whatever you do, even if you do whatever you do, okay? Try to find big companies that acquire technology like yours, because they create track records. And if you're pitching another big companies about your technology, which is similar to another competitor that is adapted by one of their competitors, it's easier because people like analogs. There are very few people in the world that are pioneer and they want to be the first to try technology. Especially because when you're pitching to a purchasing manager if he's a big company, you're not pitching to the CEO. So you're not pitching to the visionary. You're pitching to someone that is there to buy stuff and not to lose his job. So innovation is not exactly what he's looking for. He's looking for what he's required to do without risking to lose his job. So be careful about that. So these are the rules of engagement. Always qualify the lead. Do not pitch cars to someone that doesn't want to pitch a car. Like Mike was saying, do not pitch your technology company to someone that is writing about gardening or fishing, okay? Qualify the leads. Do you want a car? Yes. Are you interested about my technology? Yes. Just get a yes. That's all you need to do. Avoid people with limiting beliefs. There are just people that are not closable right there, right now. You need to take these people out. They give you bad energy, you're wasting your time, and you're wasting theirs. But you have to try to forecast the limiting belief. Limiting beliefs are things that will impede you to close the sales and impede the counterpart to actually buy your product and services. It can be it doesn't trust your technology, it doesn't trust your brand, it doesn't trust because you are a company registered in Bulgaria. There's things that I noticed 2 weeks ago when I was in Bulgaria, like big company, they really had the technology, but they just didn't feel comfortable to do business with a company registered in Bulgaria. Because Bulgaria is not like Italy, it's not an excellence country. Okay? People will feel comfortable to buy stuff that are made in Switzerland, for instance. So avoid people with limiting beliefs. When you talk, again, you really need to sound enthusiastic as hell. There are hundreds of people selling the same things you're selling. There are hundreds of people which are probably better educated, have better product, better marketing, okay? But maybe they're not as enthusiastic as hell as you are. And I like to do business with people that are enthusiastic about their product. Maybe they don't have such a great product, but if they can sell it very well, it makes a hell of a difference. You need to also sound sharp. Arrive prepared to meetings. Most of the time, if you do not know an answer, say it. Just say, sorry, sir, I don't have an answer right now, but I get back to you in 24 hours. And do get back to them in 24 hours. Deliver the power state. Okay, I'm going to speed this up because I'm looking at the time. So you have to deliver confidence, clarity, and certainty in what you say. Again, you do not trust people that are not very confident about what they're saying. Measure and pivot. Certain things work, certain things do not work. Example, in Easy Taxi, in Facebook, we were trying pictures with drawings. We're converting much better with picture with actual real people. We never understood why, but we look at the conversion rate, and we just only start shooting images with drawings, because Asians probably prefer drawings. Managing transitions. When you get these little commitments along the way of people like, yes, I like a car, I like it red, etc. So based on what you told me, and you close, based on what you told me, you wrap up the conversation, this is the best product for you. And then silence. The more you talk, the more you don't sound confident. Like, I think, sir, this is like $100,000 advertisement for you, it's perfect. Silence, even if it's 3 minutes of silence. Because yeah, it's 100,000, but then there is this, and there is that, and there is that. Silence. Silence is your ally. Never say money aside. Money aside is a fundamental component of a sales. If somebody says, yeah, but you know, Mario, money aside, would you like this car? What do you mean money aside? You're going to give me as a gift a car? So don't bullshit people, okay? People don't like to be bullshit around. Okay, this is the most important slide. Let's break it down in sales. Preparation. There are two kinds of preparation. The empirical preparations, where you study the company. You need to know everything about the company. What's the business of the company? Who are the competitors? Do they face regulatory frameworks problems? You need to understand the company when you talk to someone better than the counterpart. And then fatigue research. Understand the person in front of you. You can find it on LinkedIn. Maybe the guy made press releases, etc. Do not talk about the weather. If someone gets in my office and talk about the weather, I kick him out. I promise. And it happened. Do not talk about the weather. So if you know someone, you get in an office and the guy is like, has photos of dogs all the way, start talking about dogs to break the ice. I love talking about dogs because I love dogs. If it was talking about golf, it would be a little bit more problem. When you talking to someone, make sure he's a decision maker. Do not pitch your technology to someone that is in PR because it's not in charge of making this happen, okay? Make sure you pitch it to the right person. When you sit down with a person, now you have the meeting, you have the sales meeting with the person, you do the chit-chat, what I said, be prepared about the person, you try to, 5, 10, even 45 minutes if necessary. Doesn't really matter. But if there is conversation, there is conversation. The presentation, you need to have a script in your mind, but shame of you if you sound like you have a script, like, hi, my name is Jennifer, I work for Orido, and, okay, do not sound like you have a script. This is how you prepare. You have the qualifying questions. Sir, I'm here to offer you these services. Does your company need your service today? Regardless of my product, yes or no. Does it need it? Yes. Good. Fantastic. That's a qualifying question. Introduce yourself. Who you are, what you do. Introduce your company. What does your company do? Where does it come from? Where is it based? What awards did it win? Whatever. Introduce your product in that order. Okay. Always translate this into dollars and cents. You can translate basically anything into dollars and cents. Time save, production improvement, etc. You always have to translate in dollars and cents. Okay, just shorten this. Okay, three more things. The smile. This is called the Panam smile, Guy Kawasaki. The Panam smile is this. It's a waitress, it's a flight attendant in a first class, say, I hate you, I'm serving you coffee. Your business flight ticket is my whole year's salary. Motherfucker, I hate you. Okay, that's the Panam smile, okay? This is the Duchenne smile. It's a super powerful weapon, especially for women. A woman that has a beautiful, genuine smile can get through anything. It doesn't work for men, unfortunately. Dress codes, okay? Sorry, today I'm a little bit underdressed, but if you're talking to a bank, you go in a suit. I know we are tech people, we don't use suit. But if you talk to a bank, you're wearing a suit. Shut the fuck up and do it. That's how it works, okay? All of this to say one thing. You know you are in sales. There is only one question. Are you ready for it? Thank you very much.